Hello my friends, welcome at my YouTube channel. This is Marta and I'm just coming with a very quick card today. I've got a little bit time before my shift again and I've decided to jump in and just create something quickly. When I was putting some stuff away after my last project, I just came across this beautiful stamp set called Snowdrops and I instantly thought about my dear friend Pam, who is very kind to me, and she's always there on my blog to comment every single post I'm making, and she's also under the name of a Snowdrop. So when I just spot this stamp set, I just instantly thought of you, Pam, and I've decided to make a wee thank you card for you with this lovely set. I have this card base. This is just a A4 size linen cardstock in a cream color, and I also found in my scrap drawer something like that. It was slightly bigger panel, but I just cut it to the size as my matte layer, and I'm having these little pieces here as well. What I like to do sometimes when I'm using some smudging or ink and I've got it left over on this glass mat, what I like to do, I just use my spray bottle, just spray the mat a little bit, and then I'm just using my paper to clean the rest of the ink left over, whether it's ink or paint or something. And then on top of that, I add a few splashes with the white gesso, and have a look on that. This is just gorgeous ready-made background, and it's just looking very nice, and it will be just good for the project. So as you can see, I'll just have to trim it a little bit on the top, and I have this ready panel. So I will speed up the video and put some music on. I hope you will enjoy it, and thank you so much for being here for me, and I love to read all your comments, and thank you so much girls for your kindness and always being here, and Elizabeth and Mary and all other girls, Puya. Thank you so much everyone, and if I'll miss someone, please don't feel bad about that. I'm thinking of you all girls, and love you so much for being here with me, and thank you once again. I'll just get back to my car because I'm on a clock. I'll be starting my shift soon, so I'll just need to hurry up a little bit. Have a lovely day, stay blessed, and hope to see you here again. Bye bye. There's a couple extra things I would like to say, so I'll just do a little voiceover. I'm just adding couple removable dots for my panel so they could stick together, because I'll be doing some stamping and I want to have this continuous stamp on both panels. At first, I attach my stamp to the stamping block. However, I actually prefer for the stamps like that to stamp them off from my hand, because that way I'll have this nice organic look, and the stamping lines are not as harsh as you would achieve the same effect with the stamping block. I added few brown splashes from a handmade spray, and now I am putting some paint through the stencil. The paint I have is actually called Glamour Dust, and it comes from the company called Deco Art, and it's this beautiful beige color, barely seen on my cardstock. However, it has this little gold particles, and they really add the shine and the sparkliness. In a real life, once the paint dry, it gives that lovely results. I really like that paint, and I think it's just great for adding those little touches which really enhance the card. And now it's time to add even more texture. I have this absolutely amazing product, which is a granite paste from the Cosmic Shimmer company, and I absolutely love it. This is like a texture paste, but it's got tons of little particles in it, and it's just like a stone effect. It's really great for using, like I'm just doing now, through the brick wall stencil, or if you want to have like a stone effect, or maybe you're doing some like a beach theme card and you want to, you know, get some texture paste to resemble the sand. This is just lovely. It's absolutely amazing product, and I'm so happy to discover it. I actually ordered it through a craft stash. I was chosen to be a crafter of the week at some point, and I've decided to order a few things which I never tried before, and this product, it was just absolutely amazing. I'm so happy I choose it and I try it, because I cannot imagine to live without it, and I don't even know why I didn't know about it before. Now I am gonna be doing some stamping with the Snowdrop pattern, with the Snowdrop stamp, and at first I used my Memento ink pad. However, the ink was a little bit dry and I wasn't happy with the final result, so I just switched to VersaFine Onyx Black ink. However, that was a little bit mistake from my side, because I'll be coloring the stamps later on, and the VersaFine ink, it's not really great if it comes for alcohol markers, because it's bleed a little bit. I should actually go with the archival ink, but I don't have it in a black color. I need to order one because I want to have some permanent ink which will not bleed. I also heard that it's very good ink for like alcohol markers, and that it's Gina K one. I think it's called Amalgam black ink, but I've never had a chance to play with it, and if I'll find it, I'll maybe give it a go. But right now, as I'm saying, I just have to use what I have, and I only have those two black ink, which is Memento and a VersaFine. I love VersaFine because it's great for a stamping, and it just really gives this like lovely crisp look, and it's absolutely amazing if it comes for a stamping sentiment. Memento is great for coloring, but mine is quite dry, so I think I'm just gonna be looking for a reinker. And when I was trying to do some stamping, I had a postman visiting me and just bring me a lovely surprise. This was the parcel I was waiting few days for, and it's this new jars of the embossing powder, because I had none left of the silver one. So finally it's here, so I cannot wait to play with it. But back to my card, I'm gonna be making a little aperture in the middle of this this narrow panel, and I'm trying to find the perfect oval, because the one from the Spellbinder, it was a little bit too wide. I want to have something more narrower, so I've decided to go with this Desire Create a Card collection, and this is this oval accordion card die, and I absolutely love it. So I've chose that panel, and I'll be making a little frame from it, and then I will have a little white piece of the cardstock underneath, and I'll be doing some stamping on that, and that will be in the middle of the aperture. I just use my pencil to mark myself some guiding lines, and that way it's easier for me to stamp the images, because I know where about my frame will be. I stamped my sentiment few times until I actually get this perfect result. I should probably reach for my stamping platform and save myself a hassle, but I just did offhand and it just took me 4 trials to get the perfect image. So as you can see, I'm also getting some difficulties in making the cards. Not always everything works the way as we want it to, but it's, you know, it's trials and errors, and don't get yourself frustrated if something not works for you at the first time. Just get a little bit patient and try another time and another time, and I'm sure you will work it out as I'm doing here. Like, you know, as I say, with making this card, I'm also showing you all little mistakes or things I would do differently, just to show you that, you know, even though I'm showing those glamorous big projects, I'm also getting mistakes, and I'm maybe not always sharing every single step with you, because otherwise the videos would be like 10 hours long. But this chance, because I was rushing and I've made a few boo-boos, so I just want to share them with you. And it's also an amazing opportunity for myself, because we are here to learn, and I am learning myself something new every single day, or sometimes the things which I've already knew but I have forgot, like today with this VersaFine ink, stamping it and then using a Spectrum Noir markers, and it's got a little bit bleeding. So those kind of things, as I'm saying, it's just good, you know, lesson for myself as well, and I just wanted to share with you, so that way we can all, you know, take something from the video as well. If it comes for the coloring images, I'm not doing anything fancy. This is just a basic coloring. What I'm using is 2 green color for the leaves, which is LG3 and DG4, and then a very pale yellow tone for a little bit in the middle. And for the white petals, if you will leave them totally white, they will just look like flat. But I like to do what I like to do to prevent from being flat image, I just take very pale, this is the palest gray color I have, it's called IG1, the color, it's got the number, and I'm just slightly go on a top bit and just let it blend with this white color, and that way the image's got this dimensional look, and it's very easy and, you know, simple technique you can do. So instead just leaving it totally white, and that way it will appear just 2-dimensional. You can add this you know, a little bit gray color on the outline, beside the outline edge, and that really makes the flower pop and bring it to life. I cut out the flowers, and I also cut myself this narrow frame from the bottom panel, which will be underneath the yellow strip, and no one that way will see it, that there's a bit missing. And now I will also cut a little aperture in this front panel piece. However, this is another mistake I've made, because I didn't wait for this granite paste to be entirely dry, and although I didn't break it, the image, but once I ran it through my die cutting machine, those bricks got a little bit flattened, and they're not as beautiful dimensional as they should be. I should actually leave it dry for a good half an hour, but as I mentioned on before, at the beginning of my video, I am just rushing because my son went for a nap, and I'm having an hour before I start getting ready for my work. So I just thought I'll quickly pop into the studio and try to make a card before my shift. So as you can see, this brick, they've got little bit flattened. They're not as nice dimensional look as they had when I've made them through the stencil at the first time. However, I'm still happy with how it looks like, so I'm not gonna be throwing away this panel because I put a lot of work in it so far, so I want to keep it. And but for the next time I will definitely leave it to properly dry before, or maybe even cut the window before adding the texture paste. But because I didn't prepare for this card, this is me just crafting as I go, and I didn't even know how am I gonna do. I didn't have a proper idea. I'm just experimenting and having a fun and play. So those things happen, and they happen more often than in case you had this well thought design. So what I did, I also distressed the edges of these both panels, just to give them a little bit like extra interest to the card and additional dimension. I really like to do it. And one thing I want to tell you about is that doing this card, I was really rushing like crazy, and this is why I probably made so many little mistakes because of the me trying to be as fast as possible. However, here's what happened. I normally never work on the Mondays. This was additional shift for me, and when I was looking on the rota, I was truly convinced I am starting at 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. And when I walk into my work, the girls just look at me and says, "What are you doing here?" Because I realized I actually came to work an hour earlier. I was when I was checking the rota, because it's not my regular working day. I just mistakenly look on a friend who worked with me on that day, and she was starting at 2. I was starting 2:45, so I just made a mistake. So overall, I could spend more time with this card instead of rushing as much. But anyway, I'm really happy because this is a good exercise for me as well, trying to make something quickly, because normally I am very slow with making my cards, and I always try to check something from every single angle, making sure I've got everything like perfectly glued, and all my flowers and leaves, everything is super matching color, the best color choices and things like that. So I'm actually trying to be more relaxed and to be more go with the flow, and this was a really amazing opportunity for myself to even like stretch and go outside my comfort zone as well. So I'm really, overall I am very happy. Even though I've made a couple mistakes, I'm still very happy with this project, and I love the card. I love every single bit, and I really had lots of fun once creating it. So I'm trying to find the best placement for my snowdrop arrangements, and when I'm doing that, I am actually realizing that I'm almost late for my shift, so I just need to go and I'll finish card next morning. And this is before I actually realized I still had another almost hours to go, but things happen. Anyway, I wasn't quite happy with the sentiment, so I've decided to cut one of those fishtails, and I'm using this tailor knurl tool to give it a stitched edge, the same when I did with the rest of the card of my card panel. And this is another thing, I never record that moment, because what happened is at some point my battery or the memory of my phone was absolutely packed, and there was no more room for recording. So again, I lost a little bit of the footage, not a lot, just a few minutes actually, and never caught this moment when I was adding that stitch to my edges, but it's very easy to do. You just take a ruler and you just, you know, do it on all four sides, and that way you have this lovely like stitched edge for all your panels. I will try to find the link to this tool and add it to my blog in case you were wondering about it. It's actually a little tool. It's very inexpensive. I've got it from my mom. She bought me in a sewing store, but I will try to find the link to the tool somewhere here in UK, and I will definitely add its information in my blog. I'm using some kids foam to add dimension to my panels. I will rise both of them, this bigger one and this more narrower one as well, and once I'll glue that, I will add my flowers and the sentiment, and my card is almost ready. I want to take a second to say a huge thank you to everyone who watched my video, and this is really a lot, mean really a lot to me that you're here with me and you're enjoying my crafting. So I hope you will like this project as well. I know the card is a little bit different from what I'm doing, but I hope you had the same fun as I did, and you're not gonna be discouraged by all the mistakes I made, and actually you will find them, you know, something you could take for your crafting as well. If you've got some tips or something you would like to share, please leave me a comment. I love to reading them. And thank you so much once again to everyone and all my friends and on the craft world as well, all these beautiful girls I never mentioned, like Fiona, Cheryl, Emma, another Emma, Tina. There's so many of you. I would actually had to make an hour-long video to mention all of you, but thank you so much everyone, and Frances and Puya. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to think of all the names for all your, I love watching your cards as well and your creation, and thank you for watching my videos as well, girls. I wish you all a wonderful day, and especially for a Pam, the card is for you. I will message you so I could find the way to post it to you. I hope I will manage to do it anytime soon, because I'm having a trouble with the post office in my town, because it's only open 3 days a week and it's for 2 hours only, so it's 6 hours during the whole week, and one of the days I'm actually working, so I'm not even able, so that's down for 4 hours only during the entire week, and there's always a massive queue over there. So I hope this restriction and the lockdown will finish soon, because it's really a little bit carry on with the post office in my town right now, but I will try to post the card as soon as possible. Thank you once again everyone for watching my card, and like I said, I hope you made some value from this today crafting session. And if you do, please leave me a comment and also share with you all the tips and things, advices you have for me as well, because I love to learn from your experience as well. We all here in a crafting, we sharing our ideas and inspiration, and it's absolutely lovely that we can learn one from another one, and that's absolutely amazing. And this is why I love crafting, and I love being a member of the crafting family, because it's nothing better than share your passion with people like you with the same, you know, hobby, because it's a wonderful thing. And I'm feeling very blessed to be say, and this is just makes me feel that I am one of the luckiest people in the world to be able not only to have a hobby, but to be able to create. And I am hoping that one day I will manage to make this biggest dream of mine to come true, that I will turn my crafting into my full-time work. And one thing I want to add, I've noticed that the card wasn't glued straight. The front panel was actually a little bit cricket, so I've managed to, luckily for me, I've managed to redo it without destroying the card. So that was it. This is my project for today. Only one thing I add off camera was adding couple Nuvo drops, but I will add some photos at the end of the video, and I will make a list of supply which I will post on my blog. Thank you once again for being here today with me. I wish everyone a wonderful day. Stay blessed, Marta.